Hello. I just wanted to take a few minutes to reflect on some ideas moving into our second or maybe third week of online teaching. As you can tell, I'm using Zoom in an environment where I guess most of us have started to gain some at least basic experience of how to use the platform. So let's take it a little bit further forward. Let's think about how these times are changing and what we need to be thinking of. Certainly, our classrooms have moved back home. I'm back home. This is my home office, my standing desk with two screens and my laptop plugged in. Thankfully, like many university academics, I've tended to work from home in the past, but not to the extent at which we are now. Our campuses are empty, may not even be able to return to our campuses. We may be on lockdown. So it's a very sobering experience. Yet, our students are still learning. The feedback I'm getting from colleagues and from the various chat groups on Facebook and Twitter is that the students, by and large, are really keeping busy. They're getting active. They've got questions, obviously, and we'll come on to that. But now one of the questions remains, well, what can we do to fine-tune our teaching? Start as always with what motivates our students. And in fact, do we even know what motivates our students? Have you surveyed why they're taking your class? Never too late to do that. Have you asked them what their objectives from this course might be? Do you know how they like to learn? And more importantly, look at yourself and think, have I adapted my assessments so that they are more formative? In other words, they're helping the students to learn, giving them directive feedback, scaffolding, building on each other? Or are they summative? Am I essentially measuring students' outputs? Have you built in social interactions? Are the students able to communicate with each other within your learning management system, Blackboard, Canvas, Moodle, Zoom? What about outside your learning management system? Whether or not you're involved in that, have you a chat group for your students? Do they have them? Do you even know? Do you have established teams? Do you use breakout rooms in Zoom? So let's think about why students learn. Let's think about their motivation. Very much they're motivated in a range of different ways. Ryan and Decky talk about self-determination theory, and for adult learners, those who are not in compulsory education, this issue of self-determination is quite important. Certainly, I think as we get into graduate level masters and obviously postgraduate doctoral study, individuals are studying with a purpose for themselves. They're driven internally. But you may have students who are non-self-determined. They have to take your course. It's important to understand how important motivation is. So learning should engage. It should be fun. My personality is such that I like using humor. I like sharing anecdotes. I'm certainly a strong believer that stories are a great methodology for teaching and learning. So in this virtual space of Zoom and others now that we're working in, make sure we don't lose that. Give some connectivity. For example, you're letting the students into your home. So be mindful of that. Obviously, you've got to keep a boundary to extent, but, make it personal. Think about how we can make a healthy classroom environment. Have regular check-ins. Use social media. I'm using GroupMe with my students. I have regular office hours. Make sure we use feedback. A couple of sentences really helps the students. This was good. This could be improved. Have a look at this resource to help you. I also think it's very powerful to start your feedback with the phrase, thank you. I mean, acknowledge the effort that the students have put in. Even if you're disappointed by the effort, acknowledge the fact that they've put the effort in. It's been shown to be a really powerful little way to engage the students more heartily in your class. And I'm a big fan of journaling. Some of my other videos have talked about journaling, but at this time, it's a great tool both for students and for faculty each day, to try and capture, well, what was the experience of the day? What are my reflections? What are some of the tools, ideas, content that I've found, and sort of embed that in a journal. It's really important. And of course, one day this will all pass. And, let's not lose sight of the fact that we're going to learn some great lessons from this. I think the key lessons are fivefold, actually. One, structure is king. Having a structure to your weekly learning modules, having a structure to your Zoom sessions, giving students a structure for their learning. Have a playbook. How is it going to run? What's going to happen in the event of things not panning out the way you anticipated? For example, if students are really finding difficulty with an issue, what's your playbook for that? What if the students are moving ahead more rapidly? Some students, even after the first week, have really moved ahead on non-time related assessments like reading notes and journals and so forth, reviews of movies, reviews of books. Give clear direction to the students. Make them really well aware what it is that you're looking for. And with assessment, design that to help build on students' capabilities. And the feedback, as I say, is absolutely critical. Thank you for living with this little video of mine. If you've got any comments whatsoever, please email me at sandiego.edu. I have a website where I post all my videos and learning resources. But good luck, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this experience.